Jeez, it's been a while since I did this. G'day everyone, my name is Ryonix and welcome to a mod review for Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I was meant to keep going with the Year of the Purple mods, but unfortunately, I lost all my footage for Fallen Angel, and Outcast is a myth! So, the mod I have for you today is Doki Doki Summertime by one player team. And just a quick spoiler alert for those who haven't played it, just go play it, it's fucking amazing, just go play it. But anyway, let's get the basics out of the way. First off, this is a romance focus mod, and all the Dokis have routes, including Monika. None of the Dokis go crazy, and all your files are kept safe, and it's roughly 3 to 4 hours of playtime per route. It starts off like the regular Doki Doki Literature Club, with Sayuri inviting the MC to join the club after school. However, this time MC rejects Sayuri's invite and goes home to watch the anime. The game cuts, and we're back in summertime, where everyone is on holiday from school. While out in the city, MC comes across Sayuri and Monika, who invite him to go swimming with them later on. So he does. They have a wonderful time together, and Sayuri starts inviting him to more and more meetings with the club members. In the second meeting, he meets Yuri and Natsuki while they're at the park. Instead of the normal poems to attract the Dokis, this time they have an acronym game. Basically, Monika comes up with an acronym, and the 3 Dokis each provide answers for them. You simply vote for which one you like the most. It's fairly easy to tell whose answers are whose, so the game isn't that hard, but still a lot of fun and really well made. Now let's go over each of the routes. I'll start with Sayuri's, because that's the one that was done the best in my opinion. Throughout the entire route, Sayuri's character feels consistent. It feels like her, and it's constantly calling back to her and MC's childhood together. They go out and play in the woods together, have a lot of time, and just try to relive their childhood days. It's honestly really cool and a lot of fun, even if you don't like Sayuri. Whether you're a Sayuri fan or not, I would highly recommend it. Then we'll go to Uris Route. It starts off like a fairly standard Yuri route. You meet at a bookstore, you go to a coffee shop. However, it evolves to a bit more than that. You get to share a lot of special moments together, walking around out the city at night, sheltering from the rain in a coffee shop, and even going on a movie date together. It's frankly a wonderful time, and if you're a Yuri fan, I would highly recommend it. We'll go to Natsuki's route next, because unfortunately, her route was done the worst in my opinion. That's not to say it was done badly. By all means, it was a good route, but it just wasn't very special. It just felt like a standard Natsuki route that you can find in any other mod. Basically, you go to a cafe, you read manga together. There is a nice little bit where you, Natsuki, and your mum start cooking together, but it's kinda short, and when you compare it to the other routes, isn't really that special. Nevertheless, if you are a Natsuki fan, I would still recommend it. It's still a lot of fun to go through. Now we'll go to Monika's route. Monika's route, frankly, is very weird. It starts off fairly normal, where you just walk around town and chat about normal things. Then on the second date, Monika starts acting a little differently. There were multiple points when I was playing through it where I actually had to stop, sit back, and go, what the fuck? Whose kid is this? I turn around to see. Hey, right. Oh, joy. Hi, Monika. Okay, dude, her eyes are up there. Jeez. I'm very proud of myself. I haven't looked at the cleavage yet. And I just looked. God dang it. But nevertheless, it was still an enjoyable experience once you got over the weird stuff. Get Monika's route. When she comes out of the toilets at the pool, you have to say that you had a fun time and you'd like to meet her again. Then when you're walking home with Sayuri, say you had fun with Monika. When you play the acronym game for the first time, pick any of the girls. It doesn't really matter. When you play through the second time, however, one of the girls will be missing. Most of the time when you're playing the acronym game, the third option will be blank and you won't be able to pick. However, there will be occasions where there will be a third option. It'll generally relate to technology or computers of some kind. This is Monika's one. Pick as many of these as you can and you should get Monika's route. I have to take a moment here real quick to go over some of the animations, I guess you could call them. For example, whenever there's a new day, an animation plays to show which day it is. Whenever you're on the bus with the other Dokis, the bus actually moves. When you're at the pools, the girls are actually shown to be in the water. And there are other points, like in the cinema, where lights flash. It's not much, but someone actually had to sit down, animate, and code all this. So if you did that, well done. It added a lot to the mod. Now, I have to go over all the memes and references that were in this mod. And boy, were there quite a few! Shut up. Even your jokes sound like a quote from some novel. You don't like to read books, Natsuki? Of course I do. Well, a few, I just don't read them super seriously. Unlike some people here. Yuri only wants one thing, and it's frickin' disgusting. I counted a total of 36 references to other mods and memes in general. There were probably more that I either didn't get or just didn't recognize at the time. For the most part, the references to other mods are subtle and placed well and don't really affect the story too much. However, there are just so many memes placed throughout here, and to be honest, only really 1 or 2 of them actually work. Most of them feel pretty forced and just really detract from the story in general. Now for the writing of this mod. The characters were mostly written well. Sayuri and Natsuki were really written well, and it feels like they're normal characters from the main game. Yuri was done well for the most part, however, there were quite a few instances where the writers just seemed to put in a lot of fancy jargon to make it sound like Yuri. I concur, Natsuki. As I just demonstrated, I am fond of the occasional how you say, banter. Oh my god. Yes, hello fellow friends, I am Yuri, user of Big Fancy Word. Colloquial. But for the most part, it wasn't that bad, so I'm willing to overlook it. Monika, a lot of her lines feel slightly off. However, I think this was done intentionally, so I'm just gonna ignore it. My only other problem with the writing was that there was some reused dialogue when Sayori tells you about her depression that was reused from the main game. Other than that though, the writing was done pretty well. There was a lot of new art added into this mod, and for the most part it's pretty good. The CGs were a bit hit or miss, most of them were done really well, however there was one or two where they looked a little off, but for the most part it wasn't that bad. All of the sprites looked really good, they were all high quality and looked good. There was only one or two where they seemed a bit off, but again, that wasn't too big of a deal. My only problem, most of Yuri's sprites see her in sleeveless clothes. Yuri cuts herself. Either she has scars, or she wears long-sleeved clothes. Sorry, I just needed to get that out. There are also a few points where Monika's sprites seem to act a bit weird. But again, I feel like that was done intentionally, so I'm gonna ignore it. All the backgrounds were really good. No problems there. There was also a lot of music added into this mod. And can I just say, the music added to this mod is absolutely amazing. And they haven't released the soundtrack yet. Just like play through this mod and just listen to the music. It is incredibly well made. Just release the soundtrack already. Now, how to get the secret ending of this mod. I won't say what's in it, so there's no spoilers here. It is a bit weird, but it's not that bad. Basically, to get the secret ending, you have to get every CG that is shown in the credits. Not too hard to do. Every time you get all the CGs for a girl, in the main menu she should appear in her swimwear rather than the standard clothes she was in before. When all 4 of the girls are in their swimwear, then you know that you have all the CGs for them. Click a new game, do Monika's route. Finish it to completion, you'll come to the main menu again, click new game again, and it should show you the secret ending. Now, there are only a few other problems I have with the mod. First of all, if you're just playing through it once and don't go for the secret ending, then the ending to the mod is incredibly sudden and leaves a very unsatisfying feeling. This story ends at the climax, which really is just the shittiest thing you can do. I do have to forgive it slightly, because I really don't think they could have wrapped it up too well without another 2 to 3 hours of playtime, but still, I do have to mention it because it is there. Overall, this mod was insanely fun and extremely well made. It's not my favorite mod, but it's a very close second. If you haven't played it yet, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Just go play it. It's one of the best mods I've ever played. And frankly, the developer needs to make more, right now. But that's it from me, so thank you for joining me in this adventure. If you enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get to it as soon as I can. And thanks again for watching. Goodbye! Door launch, shuttle on standby. Oh boy. Oh, I don't want to head down there, but fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Time to fight, boy. I'm trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Gotcha! That's not. Maybe you're just jealous that Brian appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.